Hi everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and I'm back with Love Limit after a bit of time. So without further ado, let's just get into it, and I'll recap once we load in the scene we left off at. Okay, so you may remember that our lovely character and Egen are going on a picnic date, so that is where we find them, looking for a spot at the park, I believe. I'm very excited to see how this goes because it's been very entertaining so far. All the little interactions they've been having as they are going on their dates. So let's see. I also really like this sky background and cloud background. It's so very pretty. Anyways, the sun is hot enough to fry an egg even on the grass. My goodness, that's way too hot. But we find a spot in the shade. It's one of those days where it's the perfect temperature in the shade, but hot enough to burn in a few minutes in the sun. Okay, yeah, I do get that. But that is nice when you find shade and you have a picnic blanket and everything. It's perfect. Egen holds the basket while I set up our picnic. Picnics require blankets. Observed. I love this. Oh, Egen. It's not required, but it certainly makes things comfier. I point to the bottom left corner of the blanket furthest from the tree. Set the basket down there. We'll use it as a weight for that side of the blanket. What will weigh down the other three corners? We will. I pat the spot beside me on the blanket. I'm unfamiliar with that gesture. It means come join me. Oh, it's an invitation. He sits on the blanket beside me and leaves about a forearm's worth of space between us. The wind blows the comforting scent of his shampoo and the faint undertone of coconut in my direction. Is that in the shampoo or something he ate or... I'm curious. Did we have coconut in the last episode? I don't remember. I hand him an empty plate as I unpack our lunch. Do all picnics require 2 participants? No, you can picnic alone. It's just uncommon. Although, actually, no, people picnic by themselves, I would think. I haven't done a picnic by myself in a hot minute. Well, it's colder nowadays, so. But you can do a picnic by yourself. Okay, so what would you like to eat? Everything you made. He accepts the jar of chocolate mousse I hand him, along with a spoon. Egen scoops out a spoonful of mousse experimentally before popping it in his mouth. His face lights up as he savors the dessert. We devour our mousse cups in silence before I portion out the sandwiches. The chicken pastries Egen made are noticeably soggier than earlier, thanks to the steam and condensation from being packed without cooling. He declines the pastries, but accepts a generous helping of the egg salad sandwiches I made. Ooh, I just went grocery shopping this morning, and now I want egg salad sandwiches. But I didn't buy anything for egg salad sandwiches. I must remedy this. Before he can take a bite, an alien guard materializes and sprinkles a powder onto his sandwich. We eat in mutually enjoyed silence once more. However, there are small interruptions whenever Egen grunts in approval while eating. What is the small powder? Is it just like a seasoning? It's difficult for me not to do the same, considering Egan's take on a sandwich is delicious. It tastes like how I imagine winning the lottery when you're down on your luck feels. And that's with it being slightly soggy. So imagine if it wasn't even soggy. How much better would it be? I love that. Is he not like a pastry chef in his world? I can't imagine how mind-blowingly delicious it would have tasted fresh out of the oven. Actually, it's better I didn't try it. It's a simple recipe, yet the way Egen made it is tasty enough to make me stupid with delight. What would it be like to eat food this tasty every day? Okay, plus points for Egen then. He can cook. He's a chef. He has creative license and not willing and not afraid to take advantage of it. Those are big pluses in my mind. These are delectable. Likewise. I'm curious about your limitations. What can't you do? Oh, plenty. How about you? Currently, the only thing I can't do is best you. He's still stuck on that. I don't know about that, Chief. This pastry sandwich is one good crunch away from giving me an existential crisis. If we're dueling now based on the taste of the food we made, you definitely win. And no, the honor of victory is yours. Taste is but one factor. Your natural cooking skills left me mesmerized. I learned to cook to care for my sister. It was the least I could do after she left her hometown with me, when I selfishly wanted better than what we had. I mean, I get that, I guess. Oh, hold on. Okay, had to go put in my charger, but I'm back. Do Earthians consider such a motive selfish? Some people do. Are you still a wanderer? Not anymore. I planted my roots here in Oze. It's a lovely place. What about you? What's Ornthon like? It's busy, but it's home. And for once run out of tasks since the day I was born. Ooh, you need a vacation. He's that busy? That's insane. And if that's the case then, how often has he actually gone home? You take frequent breaks, right? Take breaks from who? I'm quite solid, and I won't be altering my matter anytime soon. Or are you worried about the mothership? I assure you our safety system is top of the line. I laugh, but cover my mouth with my palm since I'm mid-sandwich bite. Not break as in fragile or a safety feature. I meant break as in you take time to rest, eat, and sleep. I don't quite follow. That's a cute face Egan's making. You sleep, right? Only as I must to keep my mind sharp. Sounds like plenty of people I know. And you eat? I do, but it's different from what you're imagining. Ornthonians take tablets as sustenance. The tablets contain all the nutrients we require. Oh, is that what the guard is giving you? I'm guessing that's what that powder is, then. Can you not take in nutrients from what you're eating now? I can, but it's an infinitesimal, I don't know where the stress is, amount. Egen tugs his mouth wide open enough that I can see inside. He has strange, neat lines along his cheeks with rows of filament nested inside. It reminds me of fish gills. Because of these, powder is absorbed better. Solids, however, are a challenge. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense then. But you can still enjoy food, so that's nice. Like solid food. Wow, that's fascinating. What happens if food gets stuck in there? Then my tongue becomes my primary removal implement. It's why solids are an enjoyable challenge. Do you lick and prod at it until it comes out? Usually, but there are other tools in the mothership I may use if necessary. Can I see your tongue? Well, his tongue is far longer than expected, and there are sharp points similar to papillae at the tip. To my naked eye, everything else about it seems normal, but I'm sure much more would be revealed if I studied it under a microscope. He rolls most of his tongue back into some kind of storage pocket on the bottom of his mouth. When he's done, it's about the size of a normal human tongue. I'm fascinated, but it'd be inappropriate to examine any more of your anatomy during this picnic. Egen laughs. You're more than welcome to do so if you leave this planet with me. My face heats up. I was like, guys, we're in dangerous territory. Is he flirting with me? Don't offer again. I don't have enough willpower to say no. When he opens his mouth, I stuff some of his sandwich in it. Tempt me not. Egan's eyes crinkle with deep amusement as he chews. I barely recovered by the time he swallows. You're quite blasé. I feared my earlier disclosure may scare you. I gasp and tilt back with fake shock. I'm offended that you haven't noticed how much of a freak I am. That is a joke? Yes, it's a joke. I'm having a great time with you. You could split your face in 3 and spit acid, and I'd still eat sandwiches like this with you. Splitting one's face, and spitting acid is much more a Zeus Glux trait. I can't read. I think there's an X in there. 2 X's. What does that mean? I don't know what vowels are. Their manners are rather impeccable, considering. What? Enough. You're only making me more curious. I mean, honestly, if you marry Egen and you leave Earth, then you'll definitely be able to see more creatures. He leans closer as I cackle. His eyes glint with mirth. If I'm back in your good graces, I'd like to do that thing we did earlier. What thing? I also forgot. What thing? That thing with our hands. You'll have to be more specific. He takes my hand in his. This. Right. I held his hand when I guided him to the kitchen. Oh, no. He's blushing is so cute. It's okay, but we still have to eat the watermelon. You guys are so awkward. I love it. We each grab a slice of watermelon with our free hands. As before, an alien guard materializes and sprinkles the powder onto his watermelon. I want watermelon now. Egen holds it flat enough for his guard to coat one side, then he flips it over to the other side. So what exactly is that powder anyway? It's a nutrient-rich plankton native to Ornthon. It's easy to culture and harvest, making it practical for long voyages. Does it taste good? Taste is impertinent. It serves its purpose, satisfying all our nutritional needs. Can I try some? Egen offers a slice of watermelon to me. I lean in to take a small nibble. It's either going to be like really bitter or like really sour. Like bitter, sour, maybe along those. But maybe it's doable? I don't know. And it tastes awful. The powder adds a chalky texture to the watermelon, and the flavor has taken on a bitter saltiness with an almost meaty aftertaste. Okay, yeah, so the texture is not fun. That's chalky. Ooh, I would prefer the bitter saltiness over the chalky texture. Meaty aftertaste? That doesn't sound nice. Egen suppresses a laugh behind his hand as he watches me struggle to maintain my composure. I quickly dig into my untainted watermelon, trying to cleanse the offensive taste from my mouth. I've been told it's something of an acquired taste. And you couldn't have said something before offering some to me? Would it have dissuaded you? Ugh. He's got me there. It's an incredibly enjoyable day, and we stick around in the park, chatting until the sun sinks and the soft orange glow of sunset illuminates us. Cute. Fade into night. Are we still here? Oh, it's nighttime. Am I clicking or not clicking? Or do I wait? Oh no, we're going back. Okay. It's well after 9 p.m. when Egen escorts me home. Only when I'm safely on the front step does he release my hand. I pivot and clasp our picnic basket in both palms. Blue, today was a pleasure. Thank you. You're welcome. I had a good time, too. There's a lull in our conversation. I understand I'll see you tomorrow, yet the disappointment of parting exists all the same. It's the same for me. Egen clasps his hand behind him. I kick a stone off our front step. The hum of the spaceship above fills the silence. It's surreal. Don't I have to come up to the ship for that evaluation? You're right. He covers his face, then snaps to attention. How could I have forgotten something so crucial? Probably because you relaxed for the first time in your life. Is that what relaxing does? It makes you forgetful. Being overly tense is the same thing, so I don't know what to tell you. We don't yet have the results of our cooking competition either. I'll check in with Lynn to see where we're at with that. Let me brush my teeth, change my clothes, and then I'll come up to the ship for my evaluation. I shall eagerly anticipate your arrival. Do more than anticipate it. It's a race. Oh gosh, music is going again. Egen jolts. Wait, it's a duel? Go run, run, run. I rush inside, making the best use of my head start. I return outside in 9 minutes. 2 familiar guards await my arrival. Handsome alien A and B, it's good to see you. Every time we see you, you are a stranger, Earthian. And every time I see you two, you're more Bashonin than last time. Take me up to the ship, please. I'm beamed inside the familiar purple and blue room, but I don't see Egen. Egen, are you here? A velvety voice. You must be the infamous contract violator I keep hearing about. A deep, velvety voice I've never heard before addresses me from the gloom. The alien it belongs to steps into the light, and I hold my breath seeing him. He's nothing like Egen, Andel, or any of the other aliens I've met. Hello. Like your cape. He looks like I expected a plant-conquering alien to be, with his broad, muscular build, scars, and overbearing countenance. Egan's the same height as me, Andel is shorter than me, but this alien is so tall that I feel like an ant gazing up at the breadth of an oak tree. A freakishly tall alien says, "The way they spoke about you, I thought you'd be taller, as well as less." His crimson eyes flick over me. Friend-shaped. Thank you. And you are? We won't be relevant to each other following this conversation, so there's no need for formal introductions. That's offensive. Egen and I are getting along great. Seems you haven't considered that may be the primary reason why we won't be relevant to one another. Have I offended you somehow by coming here? Everything offends Oh, this is the other person, Andel. Everything offends Nabo, contract violator. Feel free to ignore him. He's such a hulking bulk of muscle that I doubt that's possible. Hi, Andel. Good evening. The space door to my left opens and Egen rushes out. His PJs are adorable. They are adorable. I love these stars and I love the pink. And I also love their sunglasses happening indoors. What is all of that? But why is he suddenly wearing glasses? Actually, everyone on the ship is except Andel, whose glasses are on his head. Also, seeing Andel besides Egen and Nabo, it registers just how short Andel really is. Maybe he's got that rancid attitude to make himself seem bigger. Well, blast. I thought I made it. Andel lifts his stack of papers. It obscures his lips like a fan would for a stereotypical noble lady. She beat you, although you were aboard this ship. You're the most disappointing specimen I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. Hey, that's harsh. Harsh is the only language Andel speaks. Fortunately, he only speaks it to Egen. But Egen's lovely. He's thousands of times better than any politicians we've had in the last several decades. Oh my. Fortunately, you're young, Earthian. There's time yet for you to develop an accounting for taste. Wow, his remarks cut straight through the heart, huh? Andel, you may be as rude to me as you wish, but be courteous to our guest. And better yet, shall we proceed with the evaluation? I feel my lifespan decreasing with every second I'm in your proximity, glorified crown-wearing urchin that you are. My apologies for Andel once again, Blue. Let us score today so you may be on your way. A screen rises up from the floor before Egen, and a platform beneath my feet raises me above the others. Egen taps a few buttons on his watch, and a digital screen forms before me. The amendment score for day 1 of 3 is... The numbers jump around before my eyes, scrolling impossibly fast as though I tugged a lever on a gambling machine. The end scores shows a 0, and the second column is another 0. A number 1 falls in the final spot. I was concerned for a moment. My score is 100. Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. 100 is rather generous. I should be more velvety, not creaky, but whatever. I thought you'd give her 10 at most. I lucked out getting chosen by Egen. I've been here all of 10 minutes, and his crewmates are unbearable. Congratulations, Earthian. You've survived the first day. Why do you phrase it like that? Because you may be vaporized any day you fail horribly enough. What? You can't do that. But I can. It's in the contract. It was in one of the clauses on the document you signed. Oh, you horrible little... Unfortunately, I don't have the pleasure of subjecting Egen to that today. A shame, really. There's seriously something wrong with Andel for him to say that with a smile. You're free to leave. We'll see you tomorrow evening for the evaluation. Andel gestures behind me and the space door opens. I get chills remembering how fast it collapsed into a ramp, so I don't step on it just yet. I notice the crinkling of Andel's eyes. The contract violator learns. What a feat. I can't say the same about the ever-overgrown algae we call Prince. I have a name, you know. Does the half-wit address you by it? Well, yes. Then it's irrelevant to me. Good evening to you. Andel. He stalks away without a single glance backward. Wow, what a piece of work. Ignore him. I'll escort you back home. Thanks. I suck in a deep breath when Egen and I are back on my front porch. He pulls off his glasses and places them on his watch. The instrument absorbs it in a puff of particles. Why the glasses, by the way? It's an Andel measure. After a certain time of night, he refuses to perceive anyone without spectacles. But he's not even wearing his spectacles on his face properly. It's just on his head. I now have a deep understanding of how you've been single for so long. Meaning, Nabu and Andel are rude enough to scare most people off. Does that mean I cannot enjoy your company tomorrow? No, I'll come over. I thought there was going to be more to that. Well, I suppose you must for the sake of your planet. Even if the Earth wasn't at stake, I'd come to check on you. I meant what I said. It's been a while since I've had that much fun. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Then, I'll look forward to our competitions tomorrow. Enjoy your rest. You too. Ah, so sweet. Oh my god, sister. I slip inside and collide with Lynn. Ouch! Hey! What were you doing so close to the door? Eavesdropping? You two had such a good mood going on until you visited that spaceship. Speaking of it, what is it like inside? I waved like a madwoman while you were gone, but nobody beamed me up. You don't want to go there. Egen's the only nice one. Oh, don't be so hard on them. They probably woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or stepped in some water after donning fresh socks. First, none of them wear socks, and second, that's so alarmingly specific. Actually, I'm far too tired to get into it with you right now. Forget it. Chin up. They probably need time to warm up to you. The aliens who helped me clean were kinder than I thought. Speaking of... Lynn sticks out her tongue. It's a gradient from purple to navy, and hundreds of white spots spackle her tongue like the night sky. Don't eat Cosmoroni. My tongue's been like this since you left. No amount of scrubbing has changed that. The process of making it melted all of our good bakeware, too. What? Who's going to replace that? Oh, don't have a heart attack. I've already replaced it. Can we chat about something that matters now? How was your date with Egen? Oh no. We're not gonna get into this. I still have 2 days left. I'm heading to bed. Oh, party pooper! Wet blankets, stick in the mud, grumpy umpkins! I walk away and head upstairs. I mean, I'd be tired too after it seems like a very long day. Please, sis, you have to tell me. I've been dying to know. I figured you'd be too busy flaunting on social media to wonder. Am I so heartless in your mind? I was super worried when they took you away this morning. But I figured things went well since the sky didn't go all weird. Thank you for your vote of confidence. If you really hate Egen, I'll figure something out so you never had to see him again. That won't be necessary. He's a bit clumsy, but he's... I mean, he's cute, right? Right? Okay, wait. Let's save it. We're gonna say he's cute because I feel like those are the vibes. But yeah, he is. He's endearing. He's hilarious. He's okay. No, he's cute. He's cute, both in personality and looks. My sister gasps, oh my gosh, then squeals and throws her hands up and does a happy little dance. Yes! Oh my god, yes! That's amazing news! You two are uber duper cute together. Remember when I told you he was a cute alien and you were like, ugh. A face? What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Yes, I remember. Yet, here we are now. My cranky sister found someone she likes. Like is a stretch. And hey, I'm not cranky, I'm practical. Which is totally why you carry a sewing kit, a massive water bottle, and a multi-tool everywhere, right? I mean, I can see why those are nice things to carry around. Definitely the massive water bottle, because I do the same. But I'm biased. And you were thankful for it every time we needed any of them, if I recall. Lynn tosses herself on my bed and scoots over. I'm really happy for you, you know? I was super afraid this wouldn't work out. You were superbly pissed waiting in that cafe, and I thought I'd all but ensured you'd grow old with 100 cats. I could still want 100 cats. Well, if you still want them, I'll support you. Though preferably I'll support you about a block or two over to spare myself the smell. Are you done taking up my bed? Nah, I think I can spread out a little longer. Treat me as part of this mattress. I plop my pillow onto my sister's face and flop onto her. Her scream is muffled thanks to all the crushing. Cushioning? Ah, you brute! I ease up and she stands. Lynn, what's up? It was chaos at first, and there's still potential for it to become that way again. Yeesh, if you're going to praise me, leave off all of that stuff, won't you? Yes, thank you. It wasn't so bad to get out of the house and spend time with someone else for once. She taps her phone and wipes an imaginary tear away from her eye. Oh, she has the recording. My voice spews out of her device. Perfect. I'll play this anytime you're in one of those I'm right about this moods. Hey, delete that. I lunge for her, but she dodges. Absolutely not. I worked hard for this. I'll play this at your celebration of life. Lynn? That's cute. Okay, I like our little transitions from like different times of day or even to the next day. They're really fun. Okay. My morning starts off easy and without any interruptions. I sleep in for an hour, take a long shower, then browse the internet for a good while. Ooh, a nice slow morning. My peace shatters when I step into the kitchen full of guests I didn't know we'd be having. Andel's seated at our dining table, finishing the last of a plated breakfast. Nob was across from him, scrolling a digital screen from his wristwatch. Oh, and his feet are on my table. Well, you certainly know how to take your time. It's a skill our half-wit could stand to learn. Excuse me? Nabo, your feet? Lynn and I eat there. Move them yourself if it bothers you. He keeps scrolling, so I storm over and tug them off the table. Or try to. My hand phases through him, and his pixels distort before his visage solidifies again. Don't worry about him. He's actually on the mothership. Nabo gives me a hand wave as if to say, see, no harm done, but that's not entirely the point. I don't care if your feet are real or not. Get them off my table. Actually, who let you two into our home? I did. I made breakfast for everyone because Egen said it'd be nice for all of us to formally meet. Lynn gestures to the empty dishes before her. But Andel ate it all. And we appreciate your gracious hospitality. How could you eat all the breakfast? The courteous thing to do is have a little and leave enough for everyone else. Eating is the privilege of the victorious. They can't possibly think this is acceptable. I need to do something. Oh, what's Lynn Leash older sister energy on them? Oh, I've had it. I don't know where these two learn their manners, but it won't matter in a moment. Ooh. Lynn, did Egan mention how long he'll be away for? He didn't, but he left because he said there was something he needed to grab. Then watch the front door, please. I need to have a chat with these two. My sister swallows as I ease off my house flip-flops. She bails as if she can't get away fast enough. I wonder how you treated your sister for her to run like that. You need not be curious long. You're about to find out. Though she's never been the recipient of it, she knows better at the moment. She feels my aura. Oh? I thought we were going to just give them a good scolding. Contract violator. Why are you approaching me? You. Ooh, slam, wham, and a crash. I thought we were just going to give a little scolding, but, not that I condone it. But here we are. What's done is done. My morning is lovely, bright, and sunny, and it hasn't had any interruptions. I slept in like a baby, took a long shower, and browsed the internet for at least an hour. I'm currently relaxing in the kitchen while the ever-so-kind Nabo and Andel treat Lynn and I to breakfast. The welcoming sizzle and the scent of cooking eggs, bacon, and sausages, accompanied by fresh toast, is amazing. You two are so nice, right, Lynn? My sister, who's sweating profusely beside me, nods. I can't wait till Egan arrives and see how wonderful you two are to us. Nabo, I like my eggs over easy. He obediently adjusts the heat. My sister also takes 3 spoonfuls of sugar in her coffee, Andel. Isn't that right? It is. Andel sets Lynn's coffee, oh my god, down gently before her after adding the instructed amount of sugar. Oh my god, Andel, cry to your face. So sorry, but also... were we just not gonna have breakfast? I literally thought we would just be like, it would be like older sister, scolding, and that's scary enough, but here we are. She sucks air in through her teeth upon seeing Andel's swollen face, but quickly coughs to hide it. He delivers my coffee next, and I take a relaxing, deep sip of it. There's no morning better than this. Nabo sets a plate of food before Lynn and me. Blue, I heard you're awake. Egan cheerfully enters the kitchen door. He plops into the unoccupied seat beside me. My heart does a little flip seeing him. I'm so happy to see you, His eyes widen when he sees Nabo and Andel. You two, what happened? What Exogorth attacked you? Oh god. Go get treated on the mothership. Andel and Nabo share a look before staring out the window. If they out me to Egan, they're in for another world of pain. We angered a force we shouldn't have. Thankfully, my polite smile is enough warning for them. What a cosmic force was that? Does it matter? We lost a duel to them. It matters. I must best this formidable opponent neither of you could overcome for the pride of Ornthon. Andel sighs deeply. Then we've already lost. Huh? What do you mean? He studies his comrades, then his eyes fall on me. I swallow. Did he put 2 and 2 together? I'd rather not apologize, considering how Nabo and Andel acted in my home, but Earth is on the line. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so rash. Before I catch the emotion in Egan's eyes, he closes them. Oh, well, I hope you two learned a valuable lesson. It's healthy to be humbled whenever you drift too close to a solar flare. They're both shocked. He's like, if it's her, I can't best her, We'll consider the lesson masterfully learned, right? Dun dun dun. Right? Right. Although Egan smiles, both Nabo and Andel tense. Their combined unease is an additional physical presence crowding the room. It leaves me curious about how exactly Egan leads his fleet. Please, do enjoy your breakfast, Lynn. You too, beloved Blue. Sparkle, sparkle. Cute. I think beating up Nabo and Andel has unintentionally made Egan more into me. Well, Hear it? I mean, what were we supposed to do? Let them walk all over you? I don't think that was a good choice either way. I cleared my throat, determined to move on. Again, do not condone, like, I really thought it was just gonna be a verbal, like a more verbal scolding, if anything, but do not condone exactly what happened, but it made the points it needed to make for this fictional story, so here we are. And we could not have let them walk all over our character and our sister. I will enjoy breakfast, but what about you? Have you eaten? He loses all interest in his comrades as he focuses on me. I had a tablet, but I thought it'd be enjoyable to consume solids alongside you this morning. You don't have to. Perhaps not, but substance tastes better in your company. Lynn's practically feral from glee at Egan's obvious flirtation. His gaze rests on the very empty platters on the table. Unfortunately, it seems I dilly-dallied too long. The food's been consumed. You can have some of my breakfast if you'd like. I wouldn't dare. We have a whole day together. I wouldn't want you to be hungry. A tablet shall suffice. My hunger isn't like your hunger. I guess that's okay, but I'm still worried. We should offer him breakfast again. Can you please eat a little more? I'll be worried otherwise. I hand him a slice of toast and top it with condiments, sprouts, tomatoes, and one of my fried eggs. Then I remember how he said solids are a challenge for him. Yet he's eating. Nabo sets a plate before him, what I assume is a discreet offer to abandon the food if he needs to, but Egen finishes the entire slice. It's not quite the breakfast with you that I'd imagined, but I'm glad to be in your company. Additionally, how I assuaged your concerns. And partially, nobody stopped by and applied powder on your food. I have already taken a tablet. It'd be gluttony to partake of another. Oh, guess I was worried for nothing. To an extent, but it was enjoyable. You're one of the few people I've had the pleasure of being fretted over by. Is that something you should enjoy? Perhaps not, but I shall, since it means you care. If I hadn't met Andel and Nabo, I'd wonder if everyone in Ornthon is as blunt as Egen. While we have everyone here, I'd like to offer proper introductions. We haven't yet had the pleasure. Egen gestures to Andel and Nabo. These two are the chief Ornthonians who accompany me throughout my travels and conquests. Andel is my faction's esteemed researcher. He represents Ornthonian nationalism and is in charge of the seamless integration of the planets we seize into Ornthonian culture. No wonder he's so unbearable. That's a position of insane authority, and I'm sure he's made plenty of ruthless decisions for the sake of a seamless integration. It's his job not to care about anything other than Ornthon. But if that's the case, why does he dislike Egen so much? Shouldn't they get along swimmingly, since Egen is constantly securing plans for Ornthon? Beside him is Nabo. He's my faction strategist, and is in charge of the general welfare of Ornthonians. He's my oldest friend, and his mother is my mother's sworn Aegis. Should either of them fall in battle, they'll fulfill the motherly obligations of the fallen. So, you two are brothers if one of your mothers passes. In Earthian terms, yes. However, there are vastly more obligations following that. Sounds like Ornthonian families get about as complicated as anywhere else. That said, Nabo was hostile to me too. I hope he isn't Egan's Aegis. You mentioned factions. Does this mean you aren't yet the ruler of Ornthon? This planet name is so hard for me to say. That title belongs to my father. He instructed all of his kin to explore the vastness of space and prove that any one of us deserves his title. I assume the seat was already yours based on the way you talk. Egen twists his watch around on his arm. Speaking as such is a habit of mine. A deplorable one, I may add. I glance at Andel and he clams up. But you two obviously support him. Otherwise, why would you travel together? You're correct about that, Earthian. Andel glares. Leave me out of your assumptions. I'm part of this expedition solely that neither of them perish. A service I'm being vastly underappreciated for, considering neither of them can tell Gwath powder from Zioneth root. You're still burning up over that? Both are a white talc powder. They're the same to me. I can kill someone with both. No, you cretins. One is highly volatile, the other is a poison. There's nothing similar about them. Nabo examines his hands. Ends and means. Death is the same regardless of specification. You could pretend to care about my contribution. Egen smiles at Endel. Well, I appreciate it. The mothership wouldn't be running without you. The fact you mean that is yet another reason I can't stand you. You never once tried to do everything yourself, unlike your siblings. Okay, so Andel doesn't like Egen because he doesn't do all the things? Okay. Well, we gotta meet these other siblings maybe at some point soon to see what's all that about. But based on what Egen told me yesterday at our picnic, he's the most hardworking guy I've ever met. I've absorbed everything you've told me, Andel. I'll know which is right when it's actually important, since our many arguments will come to mine. This conversation no longer deserves my input. Enough. Egan's eerily lucky. We've seen evidence of that time and again traveling with him. May I ask how many other people you're fighting for the throne? 67. If you include all my half-siblings, in-laws, cousins, nieces, and nephews. Lynn chokes on her coffee, and Del prints a handkerchief from his watch and passes it to her. I don't know whether it's a gesture from the heart or a consequence of the flip-flop I struck him with earlier, but I appreciate it. That's so many people! It is, and each competitor has their own fleet, with which they're conquering planets while we're bound to this one. Perhaps that's why Napo dislikes me. To him, I must be the obstacle that's keeping Egen from conquering other planets. Then we ought to finish our business as soon as possible so you don't fall behind, huh? Me? Fall behind where? She means your planet's seizure count will fall behind our rivals while you frolic on this planet. Egen taps on his watch with a scoff. A digital screen with numbers and a ranking appears before us. The number next to Egan's name spins so rapidly that I can't parse the number of planets that he's successfully conquered. What I do understand is that his number is over 9 zeros long, and it's still rapidly increasing. Is that going up? But you're here with us! Of course it is. I've taught them very well. He laughs in a friendly way, but I can't shake the feeling that I haven't adequately assessed his character. Oh yeah, my potential future husband, the planet conqueror. Yeah, girl. We're not, it's fine. Again, this is fictional land, this is fine. We can just be like, yeah, he's a total viable candidate. He's sweet. And you like him. Why not? I'd assume Egen stumbled into success, but based on what I'm hearing, he's confident. Part of me wonders if his friendliness, or at least his facade of it, has played an invaluable part in his success as a planet conqueror. He changes the screen with a tap. His image at the top gleams and sparkles, while everyone below him is grayed out. My family may be competing, but they first need a fraction of the skills I have to be considered a rival. Now you know another reason why I hate him. How can this empty-headed heathen be winning by such a margin? If my fleet couldn't do anything without me, then I'd have to destroy them. Nabo, why are you worried about Egen exactly? He shrugs. Hares and turtles. He's not a ruler yet. The nameplate beneath Egan's amazing score reads Gryvax. They have modest 5 planets. That's all? Just 5? Yes. Grivy secured those 5 planets after 30 years of battling a platoon I was training. Her squad was such fine practice for mine that I withdrew on the 31st year. Is that the only reason she has those planets? Yes, it wouldn't do to crush her spirit. She's still growing. Dare I ask what comes after her growth? How thoroughly is he planning to crush her when she comes of age? Wait, how old is Gryvax? Egen talks about her like she's a child, though they fought for 30 years. I don't know what face I made, but Andel's staring. See, he's creepy. His ability to delegate is uncanny. I mean, that is a skill. You know, delegation is truly to delegate and successfully and efficiently is very much a skill. Something that I super appreciate and am working on. Everyone has their place. All I've done is assign them according to their own ambitions. Creepy, overgrown algae. Lynn taps my shoulders and points at my ear. I lean over. What is it? You should reconsider marrying Egen. Go to the courthouse today. You can't waste any more time. That's your advice after what you just heard? Think about it. Even if you only get half of those planets when you split up. We are not space travelers. Not with that attitude. I'll launch you into space if you keep it up. I believe that concludes introductions on my side. Lynn, would you kindly introduce yourself to my companions? I'd love to, but there's not much to say. My name's Lynn Reeves, age 28. I studied a degree in broadcasting, swapped to computer science, then dropped out for personal reasons. Blue is my sister. We've lived together since she was old enough to leave home, and I tagged along. She works incredibly hard as I try to make her life easier where I can. A noble endeavor. Lynn, do you really feel like that? No further comments. I hope all of you will treat my sister well. It would be my honor to do so. Thanks, brother-in-law. Lynn? If we're done playing house, I'm heading back to the ship. I'll join you after I finish these dishes. Andel crosses to the sink and begins washing our dishes. It's quite something what the fabled slipper can do to someone who's never felt it before. Nabo, can I join you? I really want to see the ship. You may, but if you attempt to film it, our electromagnetic shield will reduce your cellular device to ashes. Wowee, that's a security measure. I promise not to film, so please let me tag along. Follow me if you want, but I won't be responsible for sending you home. That's okay, since my home is below yours. Bye, sis. I glance at the clock following their departure. It's already 1 p.m. Where did the time go? What are today's plans? It's already so late that we'll have to keep it simple. Since we walked around yesterday, let's stay in today. While your abode is beautiful, there's limited room for competitions. Must we compete today? I figured we could relax. Competitions are integral to my people. If need be, I could make that my victor's demand. I have 4 of those banked with you after yesterday. That number may be higher. We don't have the results of yesterday's cook-off. I place my hand over Egan's, and he pauses. Don't think about that. While I understand duels are important to you, not dueling every day is important to me. Our competitions yesterday were my attempt at understanding you. Could you do the same for me today? He seems nervous, but after meeting my gaze for a moment, he nods. He flips his palm over, gently squeezes my hand, and then releases it. I'm uncertain what relaxing entails, but I shall try it. I promise it'll be as fun as dueling. I'm wary. Following yesterday's forgetfulness, I'm certain I should avoid this relaxing activity. But I want to relax with you. We did that on the sofa yesterday, didn't we? We did, but I want it to work this time, so try not to think about me. I will fail. You can try as many times as you like. I do not wish to try that, so I will accept my defeat in advance. That's cute. Blush, blush. Really? Do you want to think about me that much? He blushes, yet holds my gaze. If the answer is not apparent, then yes, I do. I meant it when I shared that I'm enthralled by you. My face heats up, and I can't look away from him. Have you ever heard of moderation? I don't know what to say when you're so honest. Am I troubling you? No. Yes. Well, kinda. But also no. I have conflicting feelings about all the flattery. But I am sincere. Is there a specific way you'd like me to prove that to you? Perhaps it's indelicate, but please tell me what you like. My hope is that I'll grow closer to you if I show you that first. Well, I like that he's honest. And that, despite this crazy situation, I feel at ease around him. But in the same vein, how can he like me so much when he hasn't seen my many bad sides? You haven't seen any of the bad parts of my personality. Then I invite you to show them to me. I've been exceptionally clumsy around you, though I never considered myself such. It's not something I can show you on demand. He inclines his head. Then it's my honor to get to know you today as well. Who says it like that, you dork? As you laugh, I'll take that to mean you find me endearing instead of contemptuously socially inept. Humor is good. Observed. I feel like I'm being studied. Observed. He looks incredibly amused after I mimic him. The longer I stare at Egen, the more I... Andal, please. I shall be on my way. I forgot you were here, to be honest. I completely forgot Andel was here. Egen must have too. No need to announce your departure. As a guest, it's impolite to leave without informing one's host. Goodbye. Good day, Blue. I shall see you at this evening's evaluation. Now that the mood's returned to normal, I should get down to what we're doing. Since there are no duels, I need to do whatever I can to ensure we have another good date. Regarding the cook-off yesterday, Lynn posted everything on the internet, so it'll take some time for them to decide. Shouldn't we check what the current tally is? And see all the discourse? Nah, let's wait for the final result. Discourse, as in a social familiarity. No, that definition is obsolete here. Today people use it for discussions and online. Typically ones that get out of hand. Or, that doesn't quite work as a definition either. Why am I using all of this precious time trying to explain the internet to an alien? Regardless of the definition, it's something you want to stay out of. Observed. How shall we do this relaxing today? What do you usually do? Of the things I do to relax, there are only a few that come to mind that are fun to do with another person. Usually, I just... watch something? I point towards the living room. I typically watch something on the TV and chew through tons of snacks if I'm watching something good. Actually, I still polish off tons of snacks even if I'm watching something bad. I'm familiar with television. I've learned much from that invaluable tool. Why is he referring to the TV as if it's some reverent teacher who's taught him decades of sage advice? Although, after spending so much time here, I doubt I'm destined to meet Goku or Luffy or Naruto. What? Egen, you... I chew my lips to keep myself from laughing. May I ask how you exactly studied Earth? Through decades of media consumption and Andel's occasional nagging. Why? Those aren't real people. They're fictional. Made up. As my fleet remains untouched and Andel hasn't cataloged a single Earthian without extraordinary anomalies, I suspected as much. Oh, wait. What do you classify as an ordinary anomaly? Must we discuss Andel's research? It'd be better to ask him than have me poorly paraphrase it. I'm certain he'd chew me out if I dared ask him, so let's not. I'm greatly amused that you have thought that these characters are real and came here anyway. Nothing could douse my desire to meet you. How can you say that with a straight face? Would altering my face shape give me my words credence? I can't hold back anymore and start laughing. Egan's grin brings out the sprinkle of magenta in his eyes. Okay, let's get back on track. Here's how we'll spend the afternoon. I'll make our snacks, and since you know how to use a TV, why don't you pick what we watch? Egan nods and heads into the living room. I pivot towards the pantry. Okay, what do we have to munch on? Oh my gosh. I want chips now that you mentioned snacks. About 20 minutes later, Egan and I lounge on the couch with the TV in front of us. He spent a while browsing various streaming services Lynn is subscribed to and settled on a trending show with bright colors called Posterity Cleaning. It has a high rating compared to everything else. Let us observe if it is worthy or not. He turns up the volume and I stuff popcorn into my mouth as the show starts. We're down to the wire now. Only 3 minutes remain for our contestants. The opening shot shows a group of people frantically scrubbing and folding various fabrics while others rush back to their tables. My shaking hands execute steps I've performed thousands of times, everything I've practiced and learned. A single spot remains for one of our contestants at Kirai Academy. But only those who present their fabrics to the judges have a shot at this. Fold, fold. I can't mess up now. A young girl with vibrant lilac hair folds fabrics as if her life depends on it. All the garments on her table are startlingly shaped and have jutting angles she's neatly tucking and folding. 2 minutes before the judges come by tables. Who will the spot belong to? Everyone. Crisp. Clean. 30 seconds left. Lines. And that's time. Contestants, step away from your tables. The heroine steps back at attention as the shot zooms out. People at various tables collapse. Others throw their hands in the air. And our promising contestant who claimed the final spot at Career Academy is... A sheet billows across the shot, and instead we see the same lilac-haired girl staring at a massive campus as other students rush past her. I can do this. This is quite something. I am confused as I am intrigued. The moment the protagonist takes a step forward, another white sheet blows across her, and we transition towards a bright blue sky. The show turns out to be about making different fabrics in the fashion industry and the importance of properly laundering the different materials. The protagonist, Tace Lasman, attends a prestigious textile engineering academy that has both laundry and fashion competitions. Apparently, the school's goal is to give students an irrevocable appreciation for how fabrics came to be. Honestly, it reads like an environmentalist piece disguised as a shoujo anime, but it's fun. So I give it a chance alongside Egen, who's genuinely engrossed. Tace knows a lot about laundry and maintaining the longevity of different fabrics and materials. It was a sacred teaching in the rural, self-contained community she's from. She won herself a scholarship at the school after filling in for a friend at a competition they were supposed to participate in. I pity Clydia. Clydia, since this was originally her spot, but I promised to do my best. Ah! Tace runs into someone and the camera pans up from her view to a gorgeous and stylish young woman of clearly high class. She has fierce eyes. Oh, she's so pretty. That's what she'd say if she saw your face, too. I tossed my pillow at Egen. Oh my god. Hey, you. Where did you learn your manners? Don't you know who you just bumped into? I'm sorry. Tace falls silent as she stares at the beautiful girl. She admires how stylish she is, or as the camera eventually reveals, the quality of the fabric her clothes are made of. Hurry up and apologize. You're gawking at Rena Belvedere, you know. Belvedere? Where have I heard that name from before? Give it a rest, Alini Nini. Her uniform doesn't have a single crest on it. She must have just transferred here. I'm so sorry. If you are, then look where you're going from now on. Archibald? A butler materializes beside the girl. Oh, he's fast. Reminds me of your guards. The sofa wiggles as Egen laughs. Yes, young miss. Help her up in my steed. Rena pivots and stalks away. Every step is elegantly animated. Don't you dare forget that Rena let a bumpkin like you go today. Damn. The two girls accompanying Rena rush after her. Meanwhile, Archibald the butler pulls Tace to her feet. I really hope I didn't make an enemy today. I have enough of my spool this year. I appreciate her word choice. You would. The rest of the episode plays out with Tace finding her footing in school. Apparently, she's never been in a formal classroom, so she gets lost pretty often and is incredibly socially inept with everyone she meets. Whoa! Is that genuine bamboo? Huh? It is, but I never expected anyone to notice. I come from a long line of bamboo farmers. I would love to hear more. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce me to your family. Maybe I will if we get to know one another better. First, who are you? Tace Lasman. It's my first year here and my first time ever in a building like this. Nice to meet you, Tace. I'm Oratory, but people usually call me T. It's lovely to meet you, T. If you don't mind, can we walk to class together? I'd love to. The fast friends find out they're in the same class, though it's a funny coincidence after they spend the episode hopelessly lost on the massive campus. Turns out T is bad with directions. As a result, T and Tace keep running into Rena and her cronies. However, Tace is happy to discover that Rena is her senior by 1 grade. The more engrossed Egen and I get into the show, the less we chat, but simply existing next to him is nice. The opening arc of the show focuses on a design competition. Apparently, students of all grades may enter, so Tace decides to. I'm eagerly anticipating Tace's talents. We don't know how talented she is. All she's done is be fascinated by materials. While preparing for the competition, Tace learns that Rena is popular for a multitude of reasons. The primary ones being that her family helped found the school and manages one of the largest fashion brands in the world. As such, Rena is an aspiring fashionista who yearns to know as much about textiles as possible. It's better to avoid her. People suck up to her, thinking her family will hire them fresh out of school, but I doubt it. Is it so crazy that I'd like to become friends with Rena? What's crazy is that you can't differentiate between dreams and delusions. Rena would never befriend you. T's expression sours as Rena's cronies interrupt with a bunch of other students. Did we hear that right, Bumpkin? You becoming friends with who? You better stay in your lane. Seriously, don't you two have some of Rena's trash to review or something? Go away. But there's no law stating she and I can't be friends. You need influence to be so much as breathe the same air as her. I heard that last year, the heir of IQ Fashion, TQ, JQ, whatever, offered an entire island while proposing, yet Rena declined. Would anyone want that? It sounds super impractical. They're of a different world from you, Bumpkin. Leave her. She survived on potatoes and rice all her life, so we can't expect her to understand. I love potatoes and rice. Maybe I'm hungry. Doesn't everyone eat those to survive? See, it'd be a miracle for her to befriend Rena. Or perhaps Rena would do it. After all, you can write off charity work. The students surrounding them snicker. Whatever, let's just go, Tace. Have any of you tried, I don't know, treating Rena normally? She's just a person at the end of the day. It's just like a bumpkin to think being normal is how you woo anyone. Focus on your competition entry. Don't forget that you'll be expelled if you lose your scholarship. We're ready to throw you an extravagant going away party when that day arrives. It's the least we can do, knowing how malnourished she'll be in the backwaters where you're from. My God, they're really mean. The students around them chortle and wheeze. Why, my heart's already breaking. Then why is she smiling? Egen, they're making fun of her. Let's go, Alini. We can use this inspiration to win the competition. Toodles! However, despite rumors saying Rena's design is a sure win for the ceremonial competition, Tace wins instead with her design. When her design transforms, telling an entire story the second she washes it. I lost. People are mesmerized by Tace's work as they can't decode the message of it, and she refuses to elaborate on it to anyone. Her design is quite melancholic compared to her personality. You think so? The colors she used remind me of homesickness. Egen leans forward. I believe your observation has merit. What's strange is that despite Tace's victory, Rena is the least upset about it. She spends a ton of time in front of Tace's design. Now that they're rivals, the two of them push one another, suffering through wins, losses, and clothes of ideals as they showcase different techniques. These two have as many arguments as they do touching moments. That's a typical rivalry drama for you. Tace and Rena face off 5 more times, 4 of which Tace dominates, but she shockingly loses to Rena. Tace quietly leaves the after party for the victors and heads back alone to her dorm, only to run into Rena. You should be at the party. Why are you here instead? Is it because you want to gloat? Your first design was an embodiment of yourself, wasn't it? It was a story about you and your family. How did you know that? The patterns you make, the colors you choose, they all pay homage to the place you're from. At first I thought it was a calling card, but it's a letter. An attempt to tell them where you are. Which leaves me wondering how exactly you got here, Tace. No way. How could she know that? I'm right, aren't I? That's why you're making that face, and why you're so desperately weaving your story into your works. At the climax of the plot, we discover Tace's secret and Rena's. Rena's always been incredibly jaded by her fashion. As to her, there's too much waste and disregard. The love of longevity has died. Meanwhile, Tace was separated from her family. She was sent away with several other children to pursue a better life among the changing times. So what if you're right? I'll never reach them. Everything I've done up until now is just... It's all... If you say it's all worthless, I'm never going to forgive you. Your work brought color back into my gray world. So you don't dare. Don't you dare say anything bad about it. Sorry, I'm laughing because I can't read. Egen and I are on the edge of our seats as the two girls exchange shouts and tears. You'll find them. No, I won't. You will because I'll help you. What kind of person would I be if I didn't help my friend? Rena. Egen inclines his head. Please be friends for a long time, you two. Just friends? Come on, there's no way. Not with that level of devotion. Earthians must see things differently. Friendship often trumps romance on Ornthon. Really? That's fascinating. Moved by Tace's story, the two become a duo and work together on Rena's graduation project. I never thought T's family would ever let us harvest from their fields. My family's done everything to get their materials. Rena tugs down her hat in the vast, beautiful cotton field as she stands with Tace. Things I should apologize for, come to think of it. If you turned over a new leaf, I think that'll do. T always said she wanted her family's materials to go towards a cause she believes in. The girls power through grueling months. Tace will model the outfit she helps Rena craft. Look at you. You finally stare straight ahead when you walk. Because I used to watch my shoes. But now I don't want to miss you. Tace, you've really changed. The date rapidly approaches. Their competition for the ultimate graduation award is fierce. Usually students can't leave campus or travel, even when they're on break. Why does the academy have such terrible rules? All Tace wants is the chance to reunite with her family. I'm fired and up, but Egan's uncharacteristically silent. Fortunately, grads and their project partners are exempt from the academy's no-travel rule. Then the day arrives. No matter what happens today, I'm proud that you were my partner through all of this, Tace. My only hope is that I won't be a burden to you. You never were. For so long, you've been my strength. Following a passionate hug, Rena steps out onto the stage. Her dream-filled footsteps stalk away as two other sets approach. Oh no, don't tell me. You think this is it, huh? That you've gotten everything you wanted. Alini and Nini stop before Tace backstage. Not only are you a bumpkin, you're also determined to be an eyesore. All I want to do is help Rena. And you can. Egen shoots off the couch and clutches his head when Alina shoves Tace. No, she has heroin ankles. How unseemly. It's unforgivable to injure one's competitor before a fair fight. Tace is wearing massive heels, and after the two goons wander off, she winces as she tries to stand. From beyond the curtains, Rena's finished her introductions. All Tace needs to do is walk through and show off the outfit she worked so hard on with Rena. Tace tries to stand, but fails. Warrior Tace, you can't be defeated like this. The silent crowd begins to whisper as nobody comes through, despite Rena's words. I can't bear to watch a screen, but I don't want to miss the shining last moments of two brilliant young women. Tace tries to stand again, and despite all the wincing and tearing up, she gets to her feet. Damn. Her first step is a limp. There's a flashback to the moment she shared with Rena, where she mentioned she always looks forward now. Flashing lights behind blind me as much as they do Tace. She proceeds forward, through the immense pain, but her gait isn't as picture-perfect as everyone else's before her. There, in the light for her audience and us viewers, her imperfect self stands on the stage instead. She does the best she can until Rena takes her hand and eases her burden. When they exit the stage following the ordeal, it's bitterly silent. The outfit they put together is a mess. The display of it on stage is even more so. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I ruined it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You were amazing. That you were here at all, that I had anything to look forward to was the amazing part. Rena, I wanted to win so much more so that people could see your design. But we've still done that. I doubt there's anyone who wouldn't watch our spectacle. Have you seen us? We're breathtaking. Once Tace is seated, they embrace each other amid tears and await the results. Well, of all the amazing talent we saw tonight, our judges in the audience engraved just one in their hearts. So it's with heartfelt glee that I welcome our winners, Rena Belvedere, and our model, Tace Lasman, back to the stage. Egan and I cheer like idiots in front of the television. I high-five him like it was our personal victory. Following their win, Tace can leave campus and travel with Rena to her hometown. However, crushingly, it's gone. No, they fought so hard. The land was bought up by massive conglomerates, and hideous factories stand in place of where Tace fondly grew up. Nothing's left but steel and concrete. She's devastated and loses all hope of reuniting with the family she left behind. The experience is enough for Rena to finally understand the destruction corporations have on people like Tace, and it spurs her into action. This isn't over, Tace. Don't give up hope. You hear me? I promise we'll find them. By the time Tace graduates, Rena has established herself. She returns to the school and starts a new brand together with Tace. They cast the brand worldwide, using Tace's old calling card in secret hopes of finding her family. The final shot of the series shows an older woman with features shockingly similar to Tace, tearing up as she holds a garment at an old thrift store. When she rushes out the door and calls out to other family members, I sniffle. Not the tears and the sparkles. Egan dabs at his eyes and passes me tissues for mine. We're shoulder to shoulder on the sofa, using one another as support. It was oddly good for something I thought would be a complete joke. Considering they crafted fabrics for the bulk of the time and designed the remainder of it, quite. By the way, congratulations on successfully relaxing. I grin as Egan shakes his head. I was far too engrossed in their drama to completely relax. I felt as if I was up there with them. He has a mischievous smile, so I let out a fake groan. Guess we're off watching another show. The horror. That's cute. I like seeing them. I got into the story, but also it's nice seeing them relax, you know? Hopefully, I'm sure they seem like they both enjoyed themselves on this date. That's very nice. Before I know it, the day's gone by. Once again, I've enjoyed my time with Egan, even though I have lost track of the time. Or enough, so much that I've lost track of the time. I just read that properly in my brain. The glow of the moonlight coming in from the windows holds the darkness of the living room at bay. Egan's comfortable on the couch under the blanket we're sharing. The comfortable rhythm of his breaths and the gentle heat of his skin are both so soothing that I'm afraid to call out to him. I don't want to break this tranquility. He must have hundreds of tasks that need his attention, yet I don't want to send him away. I wonder if this is how Lynn felt when our schedules didn't match while she attended school and I worked. No, it's not the same. I've only known Egan for 2 days. I shouldn't be this attached to him. Normal people don't do that. Yet normal people wouldn't have an alien invader trying to romance them in the first place. Very true. Seems like you're thinking about a lot. I guess. You were a lot closer before. What happened? I smartened up because I'm getting attached to you. But I can't exactly say that. There must be a more delicate way, especially since I'll remain on Earth. I shouldn't send him mixed signals. I get too hot, don't mind me. Are you still hot? A little. Then would you come over? I'm freezing. You are? Wait here, I'll adjust the thermostat. I push off the couch, but I'm tugged backwards. I fall into something warm and solid. Egan's beneath me, his arms enclosed around me over the blanket. Oh, this will suffice. He's hotter than me, almost feverishly so. I thought you said you were cold. I was. Your warming effect was instantaneous. He doesn't expect me to believe that, right? There's no way he was cold, which means he pulled me over here because... I wonder what you're thinking. Unfortunately, I discovered some time ago that telepathy is a miserable talent to have. Have you been reading my mind these past few days? No. I had Endel seal it all away our technology that allows such things. I'm curious because your expression is so serious. Well, don't be. I was wondering if you had a good day, is all. I did. It was fantastic, once I overcame my unease. Now, what were you really thinking about? That was all. I see. Then I shall believe you. Once is a fluke. Twice is the truth. That's such an odd phrase. I suppose it is, but it's a personal philosophy I've followed all my life. As I'm doing well, there's no need to change it. His hand strokes my lower back. Say, what do you think you'll do after leaving this planet? Miss you. Hey, serious answers only. We've known each other for only 2 days. It could have been 2 minutes, and I'd say the same if I recall, I did as much following our first duel. Blush, blush. Whatever you ate that made you so weird, you ought to avoid it from now on. He laughs, but it doesn't last long as usual. His crimson eyes dull. When I leave, I need to secure the throne. Aren't you going to go home? I haven't been home in so long that I may accidentally conquer it without knowing it's Ornthon. Are you serious? If I want to go home, I have to win. Otherwise, my parents will send me out again. My heart aches. Why do you look so troubled? Because you just divulged something unbelievably sad. Is sad the term for it? When I originally departed, I was furious. Who wouldn't be? How old were you when they tossed you out into the vastness of space? I won't say. I think you'll look sadder, and I prefer to see you smile. His palm comes up and caresses my cheek. Goosebumps travel down my arms. Don't be sad. It's the first law I'll change once I'm the ruler of Ornthon. If you have something that important to do, you shouldn't be hanging around with me. I'm nobody. I'd appreciate it if you didn't speak ill of my favorite person. I'm quite smitten with them. So who knows how I'll react if you keep it up. Come on, enough. You can't mean that. Who made that rule? Why can't I? Because we barely know each other. It's been 2 days. Then if I place you in cryostatus and wait several years, would your opinion differ? What did you say? I think I heard something incredibly unethical. His thumb passes over my cheek. If you like a serious answer, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm fond of you. I want to embrace this feeling that I've never felt before. Oh. You're neat, Egen, but I have a life here. Lynn's here. I need her as much as she needs me. You and we're going to part ways. But is that enough to keep wandering for the rest of your life? Wondering, rather, not wandering. My hands shake. I'll wonder about you if I don't at least try. I'll wonder so much that I may subconsciously pilot my ship back here. Forced to that longing, the pain of parting for me is but a momentary wound. My heart races. There's nowhere else to look except at Egen. He'd know what longing is like, since he wants to return to Ornthon so much. I've lost count now of how many times he's shown me his heart in the time we've known each other. He's lovely. I'm sure a bright future awaits him where he rests on the Ornthon throne, the very place he's been longing for since he was cast out from it. Which is why I should firmly reject him. That way there's nothing left in the vastness of space to distract him from home. I open my mouth, but my lips quiver. I've told off so many people over the years. Hell, I dealt with Andel and Nabo this morning. Compared to that, this should be child's play. And yet, Egen's soft lips kiss my forehead. You don't have to answer. I'm selfish in ways you haven't seen yet, so it's better if you don't. But he squishes me closer. I mean it, and don't say anything. My fist clench as I drop my head against his chest. You're terrible. How can you say everything you want to, but I can't? Because you have to play with my heart a little to save this planet. My head snaps up. Egen smiles as radiant as I first saw it that day. This is the danger of relaxing. I told you many things I hadn't spoken of in ages. My apologies for that. Let's head up for today's evaluation. He releases me and moves off the couch. He's retreating back is regal and broad. It's meant to carry all of Ornthon. The soft click of the door separates us. Perhaps that's why he stared at Tase's struggles like he did today. That silly program unintentionally hit close to home. For a while, I sat on the sofa staring off into nothing, and no matter how much I bundle myself in with the blanket, the cold persists. Oh, what's going to happen, everyone? I'm so curious. Will we leave? Will we take Lynn with us? Or are we just firmly going to stay here on Earth? Who knows? By the time I wander outside, the only ones left to greet me are handsome alien A and B. Good evening to you two. You look miserable, Earthian. Gee, thanks. Do I? Think about how you feel coming here each night to be graded. Orthonians are constantly evaluated. It's strange to us that you don't have that constant here. I feel exhausted hearing that. Please, just beam me up. I'm tired. Unlike yesterday, Andel, Nabo, Egen, and Lynn await me inside the spaceship. Sis, there you are. She bounces over. I explored the entire spaceship today. Can you believe it? I saw so much cool stuff. Andel showed me everything. He puffs up proudly. That's fantastic. What happened to you? You look super pale. I'm just tired. She frowns but leaves me unaccosted. I promise we won't keep you long tonight. Egan approaches the familiar podium and hits various buttons. The screen materializes before me. Lynn gasps and grasps my arm. She's vibrating with excitement. That's so cool! Angel, the announcement, if you would. Today's amendment score for day 2 of 3 is... The numbers shuffle around with incredible speed. It's another 100. I achieved another score of 100. Yet unlike yesterday, I feel a strange emptiness at the perfect score. 100! Oh my gosh! You're amazing, sis. Congrats. I'd like to thank you once again for a wonderful day. Egan, can we... My apologies, but I cannot escort you home this evening. It cuts me more than anything else that could have happened at that moment. Actually, if Andel had vaporized me, I think it would have been kinder. Nab approaches Egan and brings up what seems to be emails on his wristwatch. Now that you're focused again, I have several matters that require your attention. We'll head into my office. He takes several steps with Nabo, then glances back. Have a good night, Blue. I'll see you tomorrow. I watch Egan until the interior doors of the spaceship cut him off from view. Sis, are you all right? Congratulations on surviving your second day, Earthian. Though you seem to have some grievances. Like what? She's already said she's tired. Wouldn't you be if you were in her position? You make a valid point. Dealing with Egan on a daily basis is quite draining. A good evening to you both. I wish you a safe return to your abode. He beams us down. Lynn and I land on the sidewalk before our house and walk up to the front porch. Sis, are you really okay? You aren't your usual self. I'll be okay after some rest. Okay, that's interesting. I push inside our house, and Lynn follows. Hey, don't walk away. I can tell something happened between you and Egan. I don't want to talk about it. Can you just please leave me alone? Sure. Anything you need. But know that I'm here for you, okay? Yeah, thanks. I disappear upstairs. Ah, the dilemma. Once I'm in the safety of my bedroom, I slump behind the door and draw my knees against my chest. My heart feels unbearably heavy. We had so much fun today, and yet here we are. Is this really the right order of things? Egan must have known what I wanted to say. Hell, I knew what I wanted to say, and yet I couldn't. I must be the biggest idiot on this planet. My goal is to hang out with Egan sincerely enough that Earth is safe from his conquest. I shouldn't get distracted by anything else. No, I won't. Tomorrow I'll be over these silly feelings. I need to get over it, like I've gotten over so many other things. That's not healthy, but here we are. But my chest hurts all the same. Okay, we're gonna leave off with this dilemma. I want them to have happy endings. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I'm letting it transition into the next day. Seems like it was a lot of fun. The TV show was also cool to see. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what exactly happens after the third date. I don't know why our character just can't, like, if you're falling for Egan, you can fall for Egan. Also, I think we could ask Lynn, like, would you want to move? If you don't have to move, you could also maybe... Your sister might not want to move with you, and then you just visit her very often. I don't know. There's space technology. It'll be fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too overly optimistic. Who knows? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of Love Limit, as well as any other visual novels that I post on my channel. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!